Alrighty guys, so I put about 3 or 4 coats on of this stuff, and it seems to go on nice and thick. And I have this little baby fan back hooked up. I left him on all night. He's still going on the same pack. That's like 2-3 days now on that same battery pack, which is awesome. Then I got the big boy running off the solar. So I coated even inside the track at the far ends there. I tried to get in as best I can, but I believe this is where all the source of the leaks were, was all these screws going up and down through here. I did not do that. That was original work to the trailer and a pain in my ass. Cost me a lot of money. So 2, 3, 4 coats on here. I'm just letting it air dry as fast as possible with the fans blowing up there. And I think we're gonna be good. And there was 2 screws inside this track here. I don't know if I can show you where it's white there. 2 screws you can see pulled right down in the track. So I hit those really well too. And hopefully that seals it. Now this is inside work. I still have to go on the roof at some point and seal it up there. Now the problem is it's gonna rain at noon today. What time is it? 10:45. Well, there's a 40% chance of rain anyways, but fuck, I doubt it. Look at this. Clear skies right now. So am I gonna chance it and rip the solar down and roll? I don't know. But for now, I at least got this sealed. We'll find out real quick next rainfall what happens. Now I'm not gonna foam this in, obviously. I want to get through a couple rainstorms, maybe a decent rainstorm, to make sure I got no fucking bullshit going on when I, you know, when I check. I don't want absolutely no leaks. So, rain, it's supposed to rain supposedly today, but weathermen are a joke, just like climate change. Now, look at my beautifully new painted wall. I'm gonna have to repaint because of the rust and shit off that I stirred up. It's just wonderful. Oh, I got lots of paint left over, not a big deal. So we're gonna let this all tack up. This looks like it's drying up very quickly with this high-powered fan running through. And this little guy is gonna try to help along this end. But the air's moving around. Not supposed to be in here breathing it. I got the windows open. I'll open the rest of the windows. And then what I may do is mosey up on the ladder and see what I can do up on the roof. Even if I can just, I know I silicone the screws on the panels themselves. So obviously we're gonna have to do something about this. Look at my nice window opener. A bottle of soap. Ghetto as hell here at the tiny house. So lots of water still, no leakies. I like it. No leaky, no leaky. And everything's good. Polyurethane floor. Everything's nice. I like it. So yeah, my one of my dad's old trucker buddies was here. He came in, he saw me online and he wanted to come check out the place, so he knows where we're at, and he thought it was cat's meow. He really liked this nice barrel stove, and then he couldn't believe I'm running off of solar, so that was crazy. But he really liked the barrel stove. Oh, my Coke. Sugar. Genetically modified corn syrup. Alright, so I think we're good. Solar, we can check on that. It says 13.3, but it's actually 13.97 volts, and I got 28.83 amps coming in right at this moment in time. So, wonderful. So this will dry fairly quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time in here. The fumes aren't bad, but then again, I'm not breathing through my nose at this moment, just in case. Ew. Oh yeah, they're bad. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'll leave the door open too. And I'm gonna go outside and play on the roof a little bit. See what I can find. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. I didn't show this yet, but I gave the tiny house a complete paint job. And the help of my mom. And turned out pretty well actually. Yeah, I like it. We sealed it up pretty good. Obviously painted right over the Eternal Bond to help it even seal even better. And got her done. Some of the silicone I couldn't get off, so I left it and just painted over. So, is what it is. But I'll show you what's going up on the roof here. I'll take you up there. And so far, things are looking snazzy. I don't see any major signs of rain just yet, but whatever. I bought this extension roller. I did everything off the ground. It was pretty sweet. Best investment for a rolling stick I've ever seen. Good quality too. So let's take you up. Oh, the solar wires are hanging over. What am I doing up here? Uh-oh, we got that stuff on there. Yeah, I rolled it, guys. So I needed my dad for a second just to help me flip the big ass solar panel onto the other one. I put a towel on either end just to give it a little buffer in between. This is the first coat, and this is the area that seems to be all our issues. So I'm gonna pour the rest of this can over top of this thing. I'm just letting it tack up a little bit before I do another coat. And then no more leaks. I'm tired of leaks. You're tired of leaks. This channel is tired of leaks. So that's what's going on. These two Whopper panels, this one was just flipping, sitting on here, on these rails here. This screw actually sheared off when I tried to back it out. So I'll have to do something about that, but the rest were holding it, no problem. Not only is this stuff gonna waterproof the trailer, it says it has 67% reflectivity, energy efficiency reflective coating, rain resistant in 6 hours, mildew resistant, use on metal roofs, concrete, modified bitumen, built up and weathered single ply roof, 7-year warranty, elastomeric roof coating. Now, Tremco, #1 trusted brand for protection. Rust-Oleum leak seal. Now it says right on here in the instructions, waterproofs. Okay, Elasto roof coating, waterproofs and weatherproofs, metal, weathered, single ply membranes, as well as smooth surfaces, asphalt built up, modified, blah blah blah. Who gives a rat's ass? So I'm gonna pour the rest of this on top of here. This was the area of concern, guys. This is exactly where we're having the leaks, okay? If you guys remember indoors. So I'm gonna let this tack up a bit. It says 6 hours, it'll be rain ready. Well, with the wind up here and the sun cooking it, I think we'll be ready faster than that. Especially since I'm gonna pour the rest of this can on this thing, and goodbye leaks. So in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna pour the rest of this baby up here. And I just poured it directly on the roof, and then I just rolled. I did everything from this side of the trailer, though I did have the ladder set up to undo the screws on that side, obviously, right? And threw the rag up there, or the towel. So there we go. I'm liking it. And there's my dad's burnt roof. The fire was extremely close to the solar panels, guys, if you remember that incident. My goodness. My oh my. So, I will give her to her, and looks like the, yeah, I did the, we did the skylights with rocker guard, coated them heavily, so I'm not gonna do them, worry about them this year with this stuff. Maybe next year in the spring I'll put it on the skylights if it works. We're gonna find out here shortly, next rainfall, right? So stuff is kind of stinky. The bugs like it for whatever reason, or they're just crazy because it's almost winter. But either way, I'm gonna let it tack up a little bit more, then I'm gonna pour some more to her, and this baby's gonna be damn waterproof. Hey guys, Rob from the off-grid tiny house, the construction zone. So I kicked some major ass today at the tiny house, and the roof has 3 coats of the stuff that I put on just here on the ceiling. And then what I did with the excess was I went around the little brackets that are holding the solar panels that are just coated in silicone. I coated them, and then I coated with the extra anything on my roof that I even suspected was possible something. I hit it, covered it. Used the entire can up. My shirt and myself need a shower, and my shorts need a wash, and all my clothes need a wash after this. But I'd like to thank my dad for helping me out flipping the solar panel, and that's what basically all I needed him for, and for my mom for finding that stuff, buying it, and I'm gonna go pay her or just give her $70 for helping out. So whatever. So it's clouded over. Let me go grab, I'll show you outside here. Let's take a walk with the camera. This, before I go out, this is, looks like it's nice and dry in here. This got about 3 or 4 coatings as well with a brush, so not too shabby. Show you outside here. Starting to cloud over. That away looks like possibility of something, but we still got blue skies up here. Now I'm leaving the ladders up because I want this stuff to dry, obviously. 3 coats. And I want to get my solar panel flipped back up and in position. So I got to kind of, you know, use that. But I got to flip it up when it's dry enough up there. I want to let, you know, the wind get to it before covering it up with the solar panel. Get the sun to it, the wind, let it just dry everything up, tack it up nice and pure before I put the panel, flip the panel back over and fasten it, and then donezo. I didn't even have to unplug any wires, guys. I cut one little zip tie that was holding it, and that was it. And I just shut off the main solar switch over here behind that little curtain, and that was it. And actually it's been off for most of the day now, and we're actually, with the inverter running, we've only dropped to 13.30 running this fan. Pretty amazing. Didn't even tickle the battery, right? And I just had the Dyson going and this electronic air cleaner, and oh, I had like some miscellaneous crap plugged in that's nothing to even worry about. But kicked some major ass today at the tiny house, guys. Hopefully I kicked the leaks ass. No more leaks at the off-grid tiny house. That is the goal, because then I can start bundling stuff back up again and again. Do all the cosmetic stuff, painting, trim, blah blah, bleh, all that. I really hate that stuff, to be honest, as you can tell. But yeah, things are looking good. Hopefully this works, because I do not want to have to tear down a foam ceiling again in my life. Fun. But at least I pretty much was keen enough to figure out the area that it's going across on either side, and they both ran into one another, so kind of figured that out, which is a good thing. And then I found that massive gash out there. That was crazy as well. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave the aluminum tape up there because it's acting as basically a lean-to for the foam. But when that aluminum foil does pooch, events like maybe next year, or a couple years, I'm just going to coat it with rocker guard or that shit that I just used on the roof. We'll see how that stuff works. I don't know. Now, one of the things I mentioned up on the roof, this stuff has a reflectivity quality to it, as well as waterproofing and mildew resistant and all that. Now, what does that have to do with my special solar panels? My special solar panels are bifacial, which means they get sun from the top and sun from the, well, not from the, they get light from the top and the bottom. So when I do flip that panel back up, that material the waterproofing membrane I just put on will actually help reflect light back up into the solar panel from below at the same time. So it's a double whammy win for me up there if this stuff is good quality and works. You never know. So I spent a fortune on the tiny house this year, guys. If you guys appreciate my videos and my hard work, consider thumbing up my videos on the daily. That helps me out. If you want to contribute financially, you can do a one-time donation on PayPal or Patreon. Or if you want to get all my live videos all the time, consider becoming a Patreon member, a subscriber for only $1 a month. That cheap. That cheap. You get all my stuff live as soon as I post it, or upload it basically. And if you stay a subscriber, you get credited on all my future videos. And it's pretty snazzy stuff. And you can communicate with me on there as well. No biggies. I do all my RSO and cannabis videos on Patreon exclusively now. So that's exclusive for my Patreon members. So if you're watching my channel for Rick Simpson oil or cannabis oil, you know where to go. Because YouTube is very strict on alternative medicine. Believe me. So, wish me luck, guys. I'm going to wait about an hour before putting the solar panels up. So maybe I'll go get my dad some lunch and myself some lunch and then get back to work. Alright, sounds like a plan to me. Alrighty, what time is it, by the way? It is almost 1 p.m. September the 26th, 2021. And if you guys are wondering, wait a minute, this video came out in what? November, December, somewhere in there? Well, that's the reason you should become a Patreon member, because then you get all my stuff as soon as I upload it live. And I do it in large chunks, so I'll give you an hour or two worth of what I did that day, unedited. You guys can go through, there's no ads, watch it all, and keep up to date with me, see how my progress is going. Now, I gotta apologize to one of my Patreon members, Joseph. He was giving me ideas for a pocket door for the bathroom. Now, Joseph, I'm sure you realize that I didn't get that far because I'm battling issue after issue here. So the bathroom layout is the least of my worries at this point. I just want to get the tiny house dried in, tight, working properly. I hope you understand. But I definitely appreciate all your generous donations over the last couple months, getting me through all this stuff. I definitely appreciate you, buddy. So sorry if I let you down, but I had to get this stuff done, because what's the point of fixing up a bathroom when you got major leak issues and stuff going on? It's, you know, it was just one of these things. I don't do this professionally or to sell these things. I'm just trying to make a little bug out cabin for myself, a little off-grid paradise. I love it here. I stay here every Friday as much as possible. I want to stay here more and more and more and more often, so I'm in here permanently. But to do that, I have to finish the place, and I can't have leaks and all this other crap coming up. And that's why I appreciate everybody's help on Patreon, even if you're only giving $1 a month. Gets me by, gets me just by. Between that and YouTube, I make probably just enough to cover my rent. That doesn't cover the internet. That doesn't cover building supplies and everything else. So the rest I cover by busting my bag at work, which I have to do tomorrow and the rest of the week for what it looks like. And hopefully this solves everything so I don't come back here and have a complete and utter nightmare on my hands. So the drop sheets are staying in place. I'm not going to spray foam that ceiling until we get a few rains in here. And I know for 100% sure we don't have any leaks anymore. That's just the way it is. I'm just going to drop the mattress, and I may have to sleep sideways, who knows. Because the room is literally taken over by ladders and drop cloths and mess and everything else. So it is what it is. But I did capture a lot of water. Now, one thing I did just do, guys, I turned the bypass on. What's that going to do? It's going to make me not catch any water. Why? Because when I was up there, I looked in my gutters and I noticed the water in my gutters is a little milky from that stuff I just put up there. So I'm not going to capture any of that. And I'm going to run that, I'm going to wait till a few good rains before I turn the bypass back on and start collecting water, because I don't need that crap going through my pipes and my tanks and God knows what. So bypass is on. It looks pretty gross. So anyways, that is it, guys. Very happy. I got a lot done today. Worked my bag off as usual, and is what it is. So appreciate everybody. See you on the next one. Alrighty, guys. So I picked my dad up some French fries. That's all he wanted. And don't want to touch this stuff just yet. I think it's tacked up really well. The sun's back out in full bake mode. We had a lot of cloud cover going on. But you can see the little white spots I hit on areas down the trailer, especially down my gutter side where it could be possible leaks, like little screws or anything holding up the gutter system. I doped those up. I definitely coated around the holders for the solar very well. Just encapsulated. Have to find the hole now. It shouldn't be too hard. Ooh, that's still a little wet. Very soft, I should say. So I guess I gotta give this thing another, I don't know, I'm guessing an hour. Not entirely sure. But inside and out sealed. And I'm gonna leave the bedroom the disaster zone that it is. And we will see what happens here, guys. Should be fun times at the tiny house. What I can do is pull these wires so they can probably sit on the surface of this thing now, because they're just going to be sitting there gently. I like that. And yeah, so we'll manage to flip this over with the help of my dad in a half hour or so, or a few minutes, and that'll be that for the off-grid tiny house for today. Because once this is back up and running, I'll turn the solar back on, and then that's all she wrote. Oh yeah, since I'm up here, there's my dad's solar panel. He got a little Noma, or no, Renergy panel. Underwater, does all that he wants over there, so that's awesome. Runs his I gave him a bunch of fans. I gave him the mod sine wave inverter, little 400 water from Harbor Freight, red one, works good. And he just runs lighting and computer fans for his heat. And he does have a box. He stole my box fan because it worked too well over here. So he doesn't have air, so he stole my box fan, but oh well. I'll get one maybe eventually someday, another one. Box fans are the shiznit, so I think we're coated very well here, guys. I just don't want a chance moving the solar just yet, though. Give it time to cure. Do what I do. And there's the bifacial panel on the opposite side, so you can still see the cells. There's no membrane, as you can tell. Most panels have a white membrane on the bottom side. No, these cells get light from bottom and top. So actually, this is being flipped up like this. It's actually producing power, which is funny. But I do have it shut off inside, so power can't flow anywhere. So that is what it is. Other than that, we're good to go. I'm happy I didn't have to unhook anything wiring wise. Just flip this over, tuck the wires underneath, and good to go. And my dad's friend is back at the shop here. I wonder if he'll be coming over. Maybe. We'll see. But at least I got all this done. I love that roller, extension roller. I used that to do the whole tiny house. It was awesome. Did everything off the ground. Turned out really well. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, bringing you another prepping video. Let's talk about Australia. If you guys don't know what's going on over there, oh my god. Australia has been turned into, well, another prison colony. The government's totally out of control. They're going after people outside who aren't wearing masks with like SWAT teams and beating the hell out of them. They're monitoring everybody's social media and cell phone for any dissent for the government rules, and taking them to prison, taking them to jail if they disagree with what the government's doing. I want to know where our government here in Canada stands, because if they're allowing this and not putting sanctions on Australia, then guess what, guys? Australia is the test base for the rest of the world. If our government doesn't totally disavow Australia and just nail their ass to the wall about how crazy they're turning into. It looks like Nazi Germany over there, guys. They got black uniformed, military looking, either police or military or militia or whatever, running around beating up unvaxxed people, unmasked people, beating them to the inch of their life. It's insane. People are trapped in their homes. They can only go out an hour a day. Luckily, everybody's doing mass protesting over there. They're done with this bullshit, and thank God for that. Thank God for the Aussies fighting back. Because if nobody fights back, guys, give the government an inch, they're going to take a mile, like they're doing in Australia right now. If you don't fight back and stand up for your freedoms and your rights, this shit will be at your doorstep sooner than you think. Supposedly, Australia is the test case for the rest of the world, for here in Canada, in the States, everything like that. The States, it ain't going to go over too well because everybody's packing heat, pretty much. But in Canada, it's definitely doable. Speaking of Canada, if you guys been following the news, China had captive 2 Canadians in prison because Trump grabbed up the Huawei CEO and was extraditing her to the States. Now, unfortunately, before that could happen, the Chinese didn't like that, so they grabbed up these 2 Canadians and held them for over 1,000 days in hell conditions as pawns, because the Chinese got butthurt because Trump scooped up the Huawei executive, the chick. Now, since the Democrats stole the election, Trump wasn't in office, the Biden administration, Justice Department, let her go and sent her back into China instead of doing the proper job and putting her ass in jail and finding out all the information about 5G, how they're infiltrating all the software and hardware of all the communications and stuff in the U.S. But oh no, Biden is, on a leash to China, so she's innocent. She goes scot-free. And then isn't it so it happens just like that? The 2 Canadians are released the same time, same day. And then we got our bonehead Prime Minister Justin Trudeau greeting them, and he's another China-phile too. Just a coincidence, right, guys? Just a joke. Our governments are so corrupt, it's unbelievable. Now, we're not to the Australia corruption yet, but we're getting there. Now, if our governments don't speak out against what the hell's going on in Australia, then there's something wrong, and it's going to be coming here shortly. So, yeah. Guys, pay attention. If you don't know what's going on in Australia, you're probably not seeing it on mainstream news. That's a big mistake. You guys should be watching alternative media on the daily to see what the actual news is, not a bunch of clowns up there on the boob tube telling you a bunch of propaganda. You got to go to alternative media to get your news. Sad but true. You got to actually do some work, guys. I know it's hard. It's tough, isn't it? Couple clicks on the mouse, it's tough, right? Yeah. Oh boy, we're in trouble, folks. Just keep prepping, getting ready, preparing. I've never worked so hard at the tiny house in 1 year than I have this year, because seeing all the stuff going on, that's completely insane. I've been busting my bag to get in here, dried in, everything working properly, everything kind of organized. It's an ongoing process. I won't be traveling. I can't travel now that the vaccine passport's in. I can't do a lot of things. So guess what? My refuge is my bug out cabin, the off-grid tiny house now. It's going to be my permanent residence sooner than later once I get everything sorted. It takes time, takes money, and I don't have either. Normally I'm always working, so but I've been busting my bag all year here trying to get things sorted out to have my little piece of little island of peace that I take care of. I get my own power, get my own water, get my own food. It's all here at the off-grid tiny house, and I hope you guys are doing it as well. Also have the internet, but yeah, I actually stopped paying the bill because it's not a contract subscription on Starlink, because I was not using it for like months at a time because of all the construction going on here, and unable to stay here more regularly than my 1 day a week deals. So it will come back on eventually, but I had to spend a lot of money to get everything sorted here at the off-grid tiny house. It is what it is when prepping. Guys, massive shortages coming. You notice the giant container ships, hordes of them, all docked just off of port just off the ports, they are selectively making the market seem that there is short supply of everything. They're only letting in a container ship like a day to unload, and that's it. So they're actually producing scarcity, which increases prices of everything and makes everything harder and harder for everybody. Go look at the news, guys. Container ships sitting offshore, dozens, with all kinds of goods that you need, and the price will go down if they keep bringing them in, but they only want a couple at a time, couple a day, where they used to bring in like what, dozen, 50 a day at each port in the world. Now they're just slowly declining everything. We are under full attack. I hope you guys have prepped enough food to get you through at least 1 year, because SHTF is here, man. I don't know what you guys are waiting on. Get prepared. It's serious. I'm getting prepared. I've been working my bag off all friggin' summer and monitoring the situations from alternative media and local propaganda news. So we get to see the whole picture as opposed to just one side. And that's what you got to do nowadays. Alright, guys. Australia, hang in there. I hope we put the pressure on for you guys. Keep in there. Keep in the fight. Stay strong. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Looks like rain's coming. It's building out there, and it's blowing this direction. So it'll be coming. They were definitely wrong about the noon hour rain. However, it's going to come back with a vengeance, it looks like. So I'm just praying everything tacks up quickly. I know inside is pretty much done, but I'm running the fans in here anyways to make sure. It's 2:30. It says that stuff needs 6 hours, as far as I can tell, to totally cure up. But I did give it intervals when I put it on. I put the first coat on, then I waited a good 15-20 minutes, then I hit it again, did this, and rinse and repeat until all the can was gone. So now we're just waiting on, you know, the finale here. It is almost done. It's a tiny tad little tacky still up there, but I'm more worried about the 6 hour mark, because I don't know if we have 6 hours with this rain coming in. I don't know how much rain we're gonna have coming in either. So I was almost wondering, should I fire up the wood stove and get the bottom of that metal fucking heated up to see if I can get it cooked, but I don't think it's gonna matter now. It's been on there quite a while, so I didn't keep track of the time. I've been busting ass the majority though. The only time I braked was when it was all done and on there, and I got him his little meal there, and I just grabbed a burger quick, and that was it. So yeah, so it's gonna be a little white knuckle ride here, guys, until we get going. If you guys are wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses indoors, the light on this camera is freaking blinding. LED cob light, insane. Plus I was mostly outside today, so I just had the shades on the entire time anyways. But I'll go over to the door here, give you guys a little looky-loo. So there's the tree blowing this direction. There's the nasty Looks like it's coming in. It's starting to get super overcast. You can notice the temperature just plummeted. The wind is just a-blowing here. So yeah, fun at the off-grid tiny house, guys, that's for sure. There we go. Don't get whitewash going on. So that's basically all I can do for now. I don't have to rush to get the solar panel up there. Flip it back over. It's not a big rush. What I should actually do though is go up and pull out the towels I have under each end, because I don't want them drenched and just sitting up there. Yeah, probably not a good idea. So I may do that. But that is the game plan here. I think it's probably safe enough for us to move the panels, but I don't want to nick up or anything or screw up anything type of deal. It's pretty tacky. What I'll do actually is I'll take you up there and show you. How about that? Alrighty guys, so it was safe enough for me to just lay the cables back down. It's got a slight adhesion, but I think we're gonna be okay. Oop, I just felt a raindrop too, no doubt. No kidding. Holy crap. Ooh, see this? This is not done yet. See how I can move it? There's a lot on there. Yeah. So what I think I'll do is, the nasty part is, guys, I have to work tomorrow and won't be coming here. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Should I move the panel quickly and hook it up, or piss on it for the day? Yeah, it's one of those things. Don't really like leaving my panel like this at all. Actually, you know what? The towels should be fine even if it does rain. So I'm gonna leave them. It shouldn't, who cares, right? But the wind's not gonna be enough to move this panel, I'll tell you that. It takes two people to lift it. So, yeah. But there it is. We're just waiting for it to dry, and I think I just beat the clock on the rain. It's actually, the majority looks like it's going out there. So maybe we'll get lucky. I'd give this another hour anyways, because it's, you know, I just want to make sure it's completely undisturbed so it can dry. There's really no rush for me to put the panel back on, other than I'm just kind of paranoid about somebody coming by or the wind coming by and taking it. But it's so friggin' heavy, I doubt it. Okay, there we go. Alrighty guys, me and my dad just put the solar panel up. It was good. No, it was dry enough to do it, so turn that back on. Holy shit. We have power coming in. Not much right now, but that's because it's super overcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the inverter. There's 8, 9, we're climbing. Good, I'm happy. So we're going to keep this sheet on here. Whether it rains tonight or not, I couldn't tell you, and neither can the weatherman. apparently. But either way, it is donezo. So this little fan, I'm going to keep running until this lithium's dead. I'll point him straight up and down on the ladder. I think he's going to be, yeah, that's good enough. Just some airflow. My poor filter needs a cleaning itself over here. So I think we're good. Oh, the light bulb fell. Let's see if it's busted. Hopefully not. Nope, we're good. It's a good light. That was a gift from one of my followers, Primo, the man. Awesome. So sealed inside and out, guys. I'm gonna leave everything like this, a giant mess, and I'm out of here. Me and my dad are done. I was helping him quite a bit today because, damn, that light's bright. Because, well, I had to, it was a waiting for paint to dry type situation, right? Is what it is. So I'm gonna leave this stuff on, charging some packs, and go from there. Now, a couple of these items I do not need plugged in, actually, like the Android box and my speaker. And what I can do is plug in some stuff that needs it, like that charger. And there we go. Cool. So I'm gonna grab my water, get the heck out of the tiny house. Everything seems to be hunky-dory, and we're good. Solar's up, ladder is away. See you guys on the next one. I'll give you updates on how this turns out.